Hello there. Welcome to my session of practicing on my Keytar. I thought I was gonna invite you for my practicing, so I can share some of my ideas of how I think about playing on this Keytar, and maybe somebody can learn something. I don't know. Anyway, if you don't know me, my name is Jens, and I'm a music teacher who also like to play, compose, and do kind of stuff with music. I play in 3 bands right now. Play jazz music and rock music and blues right now. And of course this is my Keytar that I bought a few years ago. I love it still. I just had to get a black one because it's so beautiful with black keys. And I have been playing with this more and more in my bands. Not in my jazz band. In jazz band I play the piano. But when I play in blues band I can use this one, and I use it in my rock and roll sessions too, and I combine it with my other keyboards. I can have an organ and this one together. Very nice. Anyway, tonight I was gonna talk about playing how I think when I bend the notes, and how perhaps you can think too. My playing style is like, I like to play. I like this kind of musical playing, almost like I'm playing guitar stuff. I like mostly guitar playing, so perhaps it's my biggest influence to play a guitar. But unfortunately I'm not so good at playing guitar, so I have to do it on the Keytar. But bending, if it's of course a very important thing if you want to sound like a guitar, or guitarish. And I think maybe the hard thing, if you're not used to it, is you have to know where you're going. So if I'm playing, I want to bend, then I have to know where I am on my keyboard. In this case I want to play an A, this note, the second note of the G major scale. I want to play the A, but instead of playing the A, I play a G, one whole step down, because the bending from the center and out here, it bends a whole step. So if I want to play an A here and bend to it, I have to play one tone down here and bend it up, and it will sound like this. So instead of, I get, and it enhances my playing a lot when I do the, and I often I end my phrase with pressing the modulation bar here, so I get a slightly modulation. Sounds great, I think. So the phrase, ends naturally. And I haven't practiced this modulation stuff, but it comes natural. I think if you modulate too much, it sounds not so great. If you do, that's not great. You have to. There you have it. So you have to be sensitive here, so you don't bend too much. if you don't want the effect that you get by, but for me it's not natural in my way of playing. So I have to phrase and adjust which note I'm going to with the bending here. So a whole step, I want to play like a G, the tone D. I bend from the C. I play one more note down here, and I bend. And then I can get, if you bend the A first, and you play. So this is my way of playing, and I'm playing a phrase. Or a very nice way to play. But you have to go there, of course. You cannot jump over things and just know this. You have to come there naturally. You have to practice and play a lot. In this case, you have to get familiar with the blues scale, both in minor and in major, if you want to do this. Because otherwise you don't really know where you're heading. Because the things I do now is I'm using the blues scale and bending to some notes and playing some notes directly. And the blues scale, the G, the B flat, the C, the D flat, the D, the F, and back to G. And then I want to go, I want to go to this note. I will bend it from the C, a half step. Okay. Or a whole step for the D. I think when you're playing the half step bending, it's very sensitive because it can be out of tune if you bend too much. You have to bend, and this I learned pretty late, that you have to bend. It's a smaller bend for the half than like for the whole. The natural thing would be, of course, that the half step bend should be half the way to the distance here. This is one whole note and this should be a half note, but I think the half note is a bit smaller. It's like a third, because otherwise it's gonna sound like it's not in pitch. And I guess that has to do with the tuning, that it's not really equal and that stuff, So you have to listen, Listen for the half step or the minor second, if you want to talk music theory, A major second is a whole step, and a minor second is a half step. So you can say it in many different ways, of course, depending on how you talk about it. But a half step or a whole or half. And ended with a modulation you press. So this is my tips on. And it's nice to combine the minor blues scale with the major, so you get just not minor, minor, and suddenly you go to the major, minor, or or major. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it for tonight, I think. About the bending. Anyway, thanks for listening and watching my video on playing Keytar and doing the bending in G major and minor blues scale. It's been a pleasure talking about this. This is the greatest thing to do, to play the guitar, of course. Please subscribe to my channel and come back for more. And have a great evening, everybody. Bye bye.